Welcome back, everybody. Episode 17 of the Core Horror Hour. I am Absent the Widow, along with
eRock.
Chaotica.
and we have a very special guest with us, John Brown. Hi, John. How
Thanks
are
for
you?
joining us.
I'm doing well. Enjoying the outside temperatures today.
It looks like it. Looks nice.
It is very nice out.
Yeah. Good temp. It's not too hot, right?
Yep. Out of the 90s. I'm good with that.
Oh, there you
Right.
Yeah, humidity's kind of cut down too.
Yes, definitely.
Well, we are doing a very special commemorative episode today. We are going to dedicate this podcast to someone who is very dear to all of us. Her name was Bonnie Brown. And before we dig into all of that, we'll go ahead and announce to all of you lovely fans the events that we have coming up. The first event is going to be Days of the Dead. That's going to happen July 5th, right?
go.
Right.
5th, 6th, and 7th.
And where's that at?
Indianapolis.
So, if you're going to be in around that area, come on in to the Days of the Dead convention and come say hi to us at our booth and get some photos, some autographs, and, all the lovely merch that, we're famous for. And then after Days of the Dead, we have
Wetzelland.
Wetzel's. Oh, I love Wetzel's. And Chaotica has not been to this one. And it's going to be her first time because I'm making her go. She has no choice. I'm so very excited. We're going to have a blast, I promise. It's very different. It is going to be very hot, but I'm sure we can all well prepare for ourselves.
Right.
So yeah, Wetzel's. And where's that at?
It's in Van Wert, Ohio.
Van Wert, Ohio.
Yep.
You can buy passes online. It's a 3-day event. Bunch of bikers, live music, food vendors, and then all the other vendors that are, selling good stuff. And it all goes to good causes in the end. So, and there's also with every ticket purchase, a chance to win a motorcycle. Am I correct?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then if you pre-purchase, you get 2 tickets.
Ooh.
That's 2 chances.
We're pre-purchasers, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So get the twice the luck there, hopefully. All right. So after that is our GG camp out. August 7th through the 11th. And this year we are inviting you guys at home to come join us. Chaotica, what do you have to say about the GG camp out?
It is an awesome time. You don't want to miss out. Good food, good people. We have lots of games. Of course, there'll be some drinking ensuing, as well as some lovely snacks. Let's not forget about the bonfire and the games at night that we play, like Truth or Dare, or what's the other ones we play at night?
We do the giant beer pong.
Mm-hmm.
We'll do cornhole.
There's also a
hide and seek.
Oh yeah, hide and seek.
That's the one I was thinking about, the hide and seek one. Yeah.
John, have you ever been fortunate enough to come to the GG campouts?
Have been there.
Yeah.
It
You
is
coming this year?
a lot of fun, like you said, a lot of good food, some drinking, some scantily clad ladies. It's all good.
Yeah. Yeah, we like to bear all. It's too hot to be fully clothed, so we let everything and anything just happen.
We'd love to see you there, John, if you can make it.
You should try to come out.
What happens this year?
What happens this year?
I have to see what happens this year.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Well, what happens is you get your ass over here.
There-
Yeah.
That's what happens.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and get into this episode.
Woo-woo.
John, how long have you been a photographer?
Right around 10 years. I mean, as actually like a professional, other than not taking pictures of the kids and all that. So, yeah.
Oh, that's a long time.
I mean,
Good stuff.
us.
Now, did you just naturally just get started just to have an interest in photography, or?
I mean, it was, yeah. I mean, I guess I always took photos of, around the house and the kids and all this, that, and the other. And of course, as the digital age came along, that was fun to play with and do all that. So, and then once we got involved in the photo shoots, then it just kind of naturally led into it.
Did you always want to be a photographer?
I don't know that I was always dreamed of it, but definitely once I got into it, I enjoyed it. So,
Yeah. So
Clearly, 10 years later, like, I hate this shit. No. Why did I do this?
that's a rough job.
right.
Yeah.
So did you and Bonnie start around the same time, or did she start before you, or vice versa?
I mean, I was probably did it before she did, but she ended up having more time and got a little bit more dedicated than I was into it. So she grew pretty quick.
Right.
So how did you and Bonnie end up meeting and getting started with group shoots?
Well, that's two very different questions.
Okay.
Yeah, because
How did you and Bonnie meet then?
yeah, we met 30 years ago. And Zach met me first and then introduced me to his mom. And Zach was only 5 at the time, and believe it or not, knee
Wow.
high. So yeah, I actually have known Zach longer than I knew his mom.
Wow.
So
So how did you meet Zach?
at a playground in a trailer park.
Oh.
Start
He's like,
and I would play with him in the park. So as bad as it sounds, it was
he's
all
like,
good.
look, Mom, I made a cool friend.
Exactly. And that's
She's like,
actually
yes, you did.
is how he introduced it. He's like, Mom, this is the guy that plays with me in the park.
Aww.
Aw.
So
And then it evolved, obviously. And then how did you guys end up, coming together with doing photography together?
well, I guess that came more at the hydro. Once the hydro got going, or we got involved in the hydro probably 15 years ago. And once eRock and then the hydro and everybody started kind of coming up with a group shoots.
yeah, you like that?
Center State. Got involved in the group shoots, and that way we got a little bit more heavier photography and more involved in it.
So you guys started those at the same time then?
Correct.
Okay.
Cool.
What venues did you and Bonnie start shoots at?
Well, I think the only one that we really started outside of her helping coordinate, like the hydro and the CAC, is she started one of Clazelle's that we were pretty heavily involved in, but fortunately we were limited on how often we could use it.
Right.
But she loved being involved at the hydro, and then the big one down at the Collingwood Art Center with Boyd. So
that's kind of
so tell me how that evolved when you first started, like going from one to having not only the hydro and then the Collingwood Art Center, and you guys even gotten involved in other areas. How did that all evolve?
Well, I thought it was crazy, but she mainly did everything.
Right.
Her around was the assistant. So there was definitely a lot of work, but she handled all of it. And I mean, I would just support her when I could, but mainly that was all her. I was just kind of the assistant behind the scenes.
Cool.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys used to kind of tag team a little bit too. Then you used to both kind of shoot the photo shoots.
Her photo shoots, correct. We would tag team them, and it worked out because we would do different angles. I always told the models to focus on Bonnie, and then I would shoot on the side or behind, or so we got some really unique angles by doing that.
Right. Yeah, you guys would always send the pictures to me, of course, for like the magazines and stuff, and I could almost always tell whose was whose because of the angle.
Yep.
It was. Sometimes I couldn't, but most of the time I could.
Usually I had weird angles.
Right. Yeah, you had weird angles. She would too. She would get down on the ground and take some weird angles too sometimes. So
yeah, that was her fat girl on the ground. She'd lay down.
Yep. And you remember taking a photo shoot of us two?
I do, yes.
Yep. Raggedy Dead Andy and then Miss Absent Widow here.
Yeah, I was just in some lingerie.
Yeah, that was pretty hot.
That was a fun.
That was when I first started. I was so nervous.
Right. So, of course, back then we had to go through the spiel. Is it okay we do this? Okay,
right.
we do this. Can I touch it? And you're like, yes, whatever.
Yeah, I was just trying to comply as much as I could to make it look as best as possible.
Look, she doesn't comply at all anymore.
Right.
Whatever.
Right.
Stop. No, but you guys definitely helped me to get loose and feel more comfortable. You guys were goofing around a lot and just making me feel, welcome and setting an easy tone in the environment.
The
So
thing, whenever we did photo shoots, we wanted to have fun. I never, never thought that photo shoots would be very serious. We weren't never those kind of photographers.
no.
Didn't want to be mean. We, yell at our models. It was all about having fun. If you weren't having fun, we were doing it wrong.
Right. Exactly.
Right.
No, you guys definitely kept it more humorous than anything. If anyone had something to say, you'd have a really quick, funny comeback. Everyone just, laughing about it. So you guys were always just goofballs. Like,
kind of like Bonnie and Clyde of photography.
Yes, that's a really good way of putting it. Yeah,
Makes it it's much more fun to do the photo shoot. So,
absolutely.
Yeah.
You guys had excellent chemistry, especially working together as photographers. It worked out so well in the end, and it's always nice to honestly have two perspectives on for one photo shoot too, because you get many more options, different angles and settings, and the more the merrier, and get the best out of whatever shoot you're involved in. So good stuff. Y'all just made excellent magic together.
we did.
You both were a part of a lot of publications and magazines. Can you tell me which one holds a special place in your heart as far as publications goes?
I don't. Well, and myself, obviously the three big ones were always, and the ones that she was very involved with and helped doing was GG, Sanctuary, and Erie Eclipse.
Mm-hmm.
The kind of thing. She was instrumental in helping all of them grow, and that really meant a lot to her, which obviously meant a lot to me. So
right.
Something back there. Something trying to. The kitty.
Aww. Got outdoor cats.
He's an indoor cat. Yes.
Aww.
Named Fluff. Siamese, got blue eyes and everything.
Oh my gosh, that's what I was gonna guess. It looked like a Siamese.
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah. So
is there like a favorite shoot that you did with Bonnie that you can remember that you can tell us about?
I don't. That would have been racking. I really don't know that I have a favorite.
Right. Maybe a funny one or something that seems completely weird and just out of the normal. And
I mean, we came up with some pretty wild ideas over the years. Our mankini shoot at the hydro to some of the other crazy ideas, and they were usually her idea, and we just evolve it. We were all mermaids one year. We did the Minions one year.
Oh yeah.
Always something.
Yeah, that's true. You guys were always good for coming up with some off the wall ones too.
Speaking of off the wall ones, how about my maternity shoot there? That was
one we're all still going to hell for. Yeah,
thinking out of the box. Yeah. So, yeah, we made baby stew.
You
right?
Facebook that you were depressed and weren't feeling very good, so we decided to come visit you, and that's where that came from. So.
Yeah, it was a pretty hard time in my life, and I have to say, Bonnie, out of all the people, you and Bonnie both would reach out to me on numerous occasions to make sure that I was okay and check up on me and try to get me out of that funk that I was in. But yeah, the photo shoot definitely helped with that. Never in my life have I ever heard or have thought of doing anything as what we did, but it was still really fun, and I've never gotten kicked out of a park before until that happened. That was fun too. Blackbrook Woods
Park.
Yeah, they were like, we can't have like half naked people running around our park. I'm like, it's not a big deal, but okay, like making magic happen. It was so funny though, like pregnant ninja.
So
what was that, Jen?
Bonnie had said she told the park rangers that you were pregnant. We were doing a Mother Earth shoot, and they're like, "Well, okay, try to keep her clothed."
Try to keep her clothed.
Yeah, it's hard to keep her clothed, isn't it?
I know Bonnie was always a lot of fun, but when she put her foot down, and she co-shot the Twisted Oz shoot with me with John. You helped model the scarecrow for me, and that was one of my iconic shoots. But I remember there was like 2 or 3 other photographers that were just catching wind of what we were doing, and they were wanting to take shoots, and they were trying to take over the shoot. And Bonnie just comes sweeping in. She goes, "Are you are you part of this shoot?" She goes, "Get out of here!" I'm like, "Oh, I love her," because I didn't know how to do it. I didn't know how to say, "Could you excuse me?"
Yeah,
I
that's
had balls.
a learned thing because other people had did that to her in the past. So
Yeah, they literally tried to take over the shoot and railroad me right out of it. I'm like, wait a minute, and Bonnie was not having it. So many props to her for, showing me those ropes. And I that's one of the most iconic shoots that I can remember that we did together. Was really fun. I loved it a lot.
Yeah, unfortunately, that did happen a little bit more often when that group shoot first started happening. People would try to jump in because they see that you're taking a picture, and they're like, "Oh, can I get a picture? Can I get a picture?" And someone wouldn't even ask; they would just kind of be like,
Yeah, that's kind of what
kinda like
happened.
push that away, and you'd be like, "Oh, no, 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 no,
Oh,
no."
motherfucker.
Yeah,
No.
that's exactly what kind of happened. And even
Yeah.
when we, I think, even afterwards, when Crazy Bob wanted to do the Bloody Brides shoot, I had to fight off, other photographers that wanted to take a bunch of photos as well. It was like, you got to put your foot down sometimes. And if it wasn't for Bonnie, it's just like, I wouldn't be able to find the words sometimes saying, excuse me, yeah, you want to take pictures? Ask them after.
Right. Yeah.
John, what do you think Bonnie's biggest accomplishment was?
well, I mean, her biggest accomplishment was our sons, but
Oh, yes.
that's the thing parents the most proud of.
Yeah.
How did she make that happen?
Yeah. Tell us.
We're gonna talk about that.
The birds and the bees.
Well, now we're going to cut to the extended cut now. So
I might have some videos like that on my old photographer days.
That's good.
Oh, that's funny.
Was there any moments that you can think of, John, that Bonnie talked a lot about in her photography and the shoots and things that she did that she was proud of?
I mean, again, she was proud of all the shoots, everything she was involved in. From all the different magazines to the different photo shoot, that she coordinated. She was proud of every bit of anything that involved art. She poured herself into and just absolutely was proud of everything she did.
Now, and we all know that she would always put that at sometimes even over her own health at times. She's stubborn to where her drive to create was greater than, taking some time off and taking care of her.
Very strong-willed and sometimes in the wrong way.
Yep.
Take care of herself. She'd help others or take care of others or make sure some project went off or a photo shoot went off without a hitch, and yeah, it ended up it hurt her in the end, but it was something that she loved to do. So
That's absolutely. How did you guys get involved with Bombers?
What is Bombers?
So Balmers is a charity organization. We have one event a year. Well, we have 2 events. We do a golf outing, and then we have a haunted house in October. It's all for charity. Dave Ballmer started the whole project 15 years ago. A friend of his had breast cancer. So he's like, hey, we'll have a Halloween party and raise some money for your medical bills. And over years, it's evolved and progressed, and he's actually a legal charity. And it's just like I said, it's an event. We have a huge barn. We put a haunted house on, and then a party. We have a band that plays until 2 a.m.
Wow.
It's a great Halloween party, and it's a great charity.
So if anybody wanted to get involved and help out, whether it be donating their time or assisting in some way, how would they do that?
Let me know, and then I'll get you in touch with him. And
Mhm.
because obviously, anybody that wants to volunteer and help out or donate some time or some money, it's always willing because every cent goes to charity.
How do the fans reach you? How can people who want to volunteer, what do they have to do to get in
Everybody but me.
Go to Chaotica, we're good. No, on Facebook or tell you guys that they're willing to be part of it. So,
Okay.
because we're always looking for volunteers and help.
Oh, I'm sure.
Mhm.
I don't know. I might want to get involved. Sounds good.
It's
I
a
know-
fun on up.
I know Havoc and Zombie Jeff and others, Jim and Laura and Batsy, they go out and they roll up their sleeves and they help out too and donate to that cause. And I know a lot of our good entertainers and models have already assisted, and I hope it continues to grow. So we'll do what we can to continue to help that happen.
Well, we very much appreciate that, because now so what we do is we pick a family every year that typically has a sick child, and then all of our donations will go to that family. And most of the time, the family actually comes out and helps during the events, which makes it mean a lot more to them and us.
Mm-hmm.
So
That's beautiful, John.
Yeah.
So did you get started when it was started? Like, did you?
no, I've only been involved with it about 10 years. There was a haunter at the hydro, and that haunter ended up modeling for us, told us about the organization, and then we got involved in it from there.
Beautiful. Excellent.
So kind of going back to when you joined Gorgeous Girls, do you remember how that all got started? You and Bonnie?
I mean, same thing. I think we were just at during the hydro photo shoots, and you were there, and had a couple of the models there, like Miss Kitty, and I don't even remember any of the other ones back then. And
but apparently he remembered Miss Kitty.
She's still relevant, unlike the rest.
Yeah, that's true. True.
I didn't attend the first photo shoot at the hydro. She did, and she met Eric and ended up bringing me home a gorgeous girl that Kitty's on the cover of. I'm like, okay, I might have to attend these. So
yeah, I don't
like,
blame you. That's good.
So you guys did a lot of GG shoots. It just started becoming more predominantly GG shoots. Can you tell me of, again, and I'm asking you to reach back, 10 years, it seems, which, by the way, we are 10-year anniversary, guys. 10 years. It's been around 10 years.
Yep,
Can you tell me, other than Miss Absence, iconic maternity shoot, any other ones that stick out?
Oh, I mean, probably one of the biggest ones the hydro I remember doing was the bloody bloody slip and slide, the very first one.
Yes.
Yep.
It went on for 2 or 3 hours. And then I ended up going down to the river and photo shooting about 25 models naked in the river, cleaning the blood themselves. So it was like a full day photo shoot.
Wow. Which we will be revisiting that, aren't we, eRock, doing the bloody slip and slide?
Yeah, we're gonna do another bloody slip and slide.
Right.
Hopefully, have more.
So maybe you get your chance again.
There we go.
There
Yep,
you go.
At this coming July shoot for the Haunted Hydro group shoot.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you gonna be attending?
I will be there.
Yay! Awesome. We make magic.
Yes, we do.
Yay.
That's right. I can slide in between Kitty's legs again.
There you go. That was definitely a lot of fun.
He was quick
Look
with
at that
that.
face. Look at that
He's
face.
like, I know where I'm sliding in betweens.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't think she's coming. But I just got to reminisce back to the original.
I think you should have all the GGs lined up and then eRock slide through them all.
That's good. I like that.
Knowing my luck, I would take about half of them out.
You wouldn't care about a dog pile.
Yeah, that was my first thought.
Like, my bad.
Well, we should have John do the very same then.
Hey, Ma.
Yeah, you need to go down that slip and slide. Boy, get you bloody and wet with some hot ass babes. Come on.
You're not complaining about that.
Yeah, you kind of remember doing photo shoots at True Innovations with Mike and Liz. They're at their shop.
Oh yeah.
Remember doing those?
Yep. Sundays, go out there on Sunday and do some shoots.
You're no stranger to modeling yourself, especially when it comes to doing things with eRock or Zombie Jeff and Mike. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
I'm just not shy. Well, I'm not shy, I guess. But then whenever you put a costume on or have, even if it's a little bit of a costume, like almost nothing on,
right,
you feel like you're a different person. You may be shy in one spot, but when you get in front of that camera, you're doing all that. It's just, you become a whole different person. And it's
true. This is
all about.
Yeah, no, that's when the fun really starts, in my opinion. Everyone's getting a good laugh. Everyone's getting good photos from it, even if it's just behind the scenes, real quick shit. You and leotards, the 4th of July outfit.
I was just going to mention that, the Speedos and everything.
That was good. That was fun. That was great.
Yeah, if you're having fun, it's all worth it.
Yeah, no, I would not say you're shy one bit. You happily volunteer. It's great.
Well, Bonnie wasn't not only, a photographer and a mentor, and she organized so much, but she was also an entertainer too.
Correct.
Can you tell me of some of her characters?
Well, one of her most iconic and fun ones that everybody laughs about is, she came home one day and she told me that she wanted to dress up like a tree and be out in the woods. Went to my Hobby Lobby. She bought these branches and had a cloak, and she shows up at the hydro and everybody's like, "What are you?" She's like, "I'm a fucking tree." Yep. That's it, and that stuck, and to this day, she was a fucking tree.
Wow.
Yeah, I was actually haunting that night too, and I was in the ghillie suit.
Yep, I remember.
Yep.
So because Bonnie wasn't an actual very good scarer. So she would come up with costumes where she could blend in and then jump out and scare somebody.
Right.
What kind of person?
Well, that's one way of doing it. Just trying to be incognito and just act like you're invisible, and then
jump out.
She ran a very good ship there when it comes to, the photos for during haunt season and group shoots. And I remember seeing pictures, because I've not been a part of it as long as you guys have, but seeing pictures, there's one where she had like a bird on her shoulder and she had this hat.
Correct.
There was that.
I think that was, it was one of the nights she worked the courtyard, taking photos, I believe, with Havoc. And she acted like a reporter.
Yeah.
And she had a bird on her shoulder, and she would want to take people's photos. So yeah.
And then there was another character where she was completely red.
That was her Hellboy character.
Yes, that is the most iconic one. I think a lot of people remember too.
In her opinion, Hellboy is the perfect love story, because the boy went down to hell to get his girlfriend back. Mm-hmm. So that's always been one of the movies, that one of her favorite series and movies. And so yeah, she dressed up as him and modeled. She didn't model often, but she did go all out. So
yep, that she did. Yeah.
I'm sure Bonnie had a favorite horror movie. Would you be able to tell us maybe what that is, or a couple of them?
I mean, obviously we enjoyed all horror. Like I said, I know Hellboy was one of her favorite movies. Horror wise, I don't know. Honestly, I couldn't say.
Wasn't Genetic Repo Opera or something like that one of her faves too?
Yeah. I could definitely see that.
Yeah, that was that, and obviously, oh boy, I'm Dr. Frankenfurter.
Oh shit!
Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Rocky Horror Picture Show.
My God, all of us are slipping.
That's what happens when you start getting over 50. Minus eRock.
Stop it.
Yeah, those definitely, enter 5 or favorite horror type shows.
Good. Bonnie wasn't ever afraid to get a little bloody, right?
No, she never cared.
No.
I mean, she normally wasn't comfortable in front of the camera. And in fact, the one time we talked her into doing a photo shoot to send into GG, she requested Mike Evans to be her modeling coach, because as we all know, Mike will actually there and show you. So,
guess what?
Yeah. Guess what?
It's almost time.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
John, halfway through, 30 minutes in, we do a little dance. We get a little funny. We get a little silly. We get a little stupid. And you know what else that means?
FMK!
It's the FMK.
FMK.
FMK. Do you know what FMK means, sir?
No.
We've been taking it way back to the gorgeous girl roots. eRock, if you will.
Fuck, marry, kill.
You'll be given 3 options, and you'll have to tell me who you're going to fuck, marry, kill. Okay? You're ready for your 3 options?
Sure.
Give it
All
to
right. Your first option is Lorraine Warren from Conjuring.
Okay.
Your second option is Tangina from Poltergeist, the little girl. Or Carrie White from Carrie. Who would you fuck, marry, kill?
Oh boy. Well, I guess fuck the first one.
Lorraine.
Yep. We'll kill the second one.
Tangina.
Guess she's underage.
You're gonna marry Carrie?
Can't marry her, so that leads to the last one to be married.
Okay.
Okay.
And easy as that.
Right.
Tangina's the little, she was the psychic, the old lady.
Oh, that's right.
Psychic.
I don't know what I was thinking.
Okay.
Don't go towards the light. That
See, she knew it.
Yeah.
Marrying her, so we'll leave her on the killed list.
Yeah, I would have
That's
killed her
funny.
too. Like that
That
voice.
Yeah.
I figured it was. I had to do something easy. It was a gimme. Like, oh yeah, fuck that one.
Yeah.
Kill that
or,
one.
Or if you go into 16 Candles, when she's walking, she squeaks.
Yeah.
Squeaks the whole time she walks.
Does she?
Yeah, in 16 Candles.
I don't remember that.
I
Yeah.
don't remember that either. I watched that a lot. Why is it that you remember that movie from 16 Candles?
Apparently, it must have annoyed him then.
It was a good movie back in the day. I watched
girl.
most of this horror. I watched chick flicks and then everything else.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. And there you have you, folks, your FMK Brought to you.
FFMK.
by the Gorgeous Girls.
That's right.
Did we establish what your favorite shoot was at the Haunted Hydro that you've done?
Well, I said that for GG wise, it was probably the bloody slip and slide.
Okay. Any other ones that stick out?
I mean, probably one of my favorite ones was one where Val and all the Fort Wayne models all came together and they all dressed up as iconic horror characters. Started
That's right.
horror fight, and then it ended up becoming like almost like an orgy out in the middle of the woods. And it was
Yeah,
That's Val.
I didn't get invited to that. I was left out.
I don't think you were at that one.
Yeah, I don't think you were there. Yeah, that was it.
Oh, well, still, I would have had fun with that.
Yeah, because that would have been like Sarah Lane and Val when she
Yeah.
first started coming around and
Yeah,
and all them.
Yeah, it went from horror related to very horny
Horror.
related.
Nothing wrong with that. That's a good photo shoot right there.
They were dry when they started.
And the whole room got wet afterwards.
Right.
Yeah, literally, they went to the river and washed off, and then Val and Sarah ended up doing another photo shoot down there together. So yeah,
Oh, of course they
Oh,
did.
did you watch Val's episode by chance? Did you know that they're related?
I did not.
Yes, they're
Cousins.
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 Her dad told her.
Yeah. So we found out they're kissing cousins.
He's a freak. Didn't even
Hey.
know it. Now you know.
Those two.
All right.
So one other thing is what do you think Bonnie's mission was, other than her love of creating art and photography? What do you think her vision was and her mission was with her photography?
Well, I mean, she was a people pleaser. That was probably her biggest downfall. Is she would go out of her way. I mean, it sounds good that she was a people pleaser, but again, she would hurt herself, or she would do whatever it took to help people out, and just that was her biggest thing. She liked to please people,
She
especially when
couldn't say no.
she would not say no, and she wouldn't say no.
Right.
Like I said, she would complain about somebody, but if you called her, and she might tell me she hated you, but if you called her, she would give you everything and every second of her time to help you in whatever you're involved in.
Right.
She was.
Right.
What would you say was her biggest influence?
She was kind of, I mean, I don't know that she really in the very beginning, I think she did like Miss Mischief in her photography.
Okay.
She just kind of became her own influence. She would have her own ideas and just make it go on her own.
I know it's kind of weird. You just said that she was a people pleaser and couldn't say no. And I'm very much the same way. And I remember her specifically pulling me aside, saying, you don't have to, do 30-minute, photo shoots. You don't have to drop what you're doing and help the hydro all the time. You don't have to volunteer every weekend. You have a life, you have a health, you have this. And she'd tell me all this. And then it's like, of course, like her, I couldn't say no, and I kept doing it. And before you know it, I'm there, just trying to help her, assist her as much as possible. But she's my mentor for photography, and I truly am grateful for all the open doors that she did for me. So I'm very grateful for that. And she was everybody's sunshine. And I know that she had one more piece to the puzzle that she added to everybody, that everybody is her La Loopsy dolls. Can you tell me how that got started?
Not even sure. So again, she was always crafty. She had a huge craft room. I got a full-size basement. She had a craft room down in the basement. And I come home from work, and there'd be all kinds of odd things that she was involved in. I come home one day, and there was a garbage bag full of baby dolls she found at the thrift store. And then that's basically what happened. She found some La Loopsy dolls, decided to paint them up, and she was showing pictures on the internet or on Facebook, and everybody's like, "Oh my God, I would like one of those." And so one thing kind of led to another, and she just started making them and selling them. But she really wasn't making money on it. She was just doing it for fun.
Right. I actually have one of her last La Loopsy dolls. Alan from Backwoods bought the lost doll, and when she passed away, he gave it to me to put in the trailer for the memorial that we did for Bonnie that following. So that means a lot to me, to have something of hers that she did put a little bit of her soul into. And
she
I know.
making them.
Go ahead, hon.
Oh, I said she just loved making them, and like you said, she put her heart and soul into each one, and
Each and every one. And some of them she made, special commissions for, after, just for them, because that she embodied their personality into this doll, or this creation she had. So I anticipate, and hoping, that we I know I'm going to have a lot of pictures of all her creativity and all her arts and things like that too. She touched so many lives. It's unsurmountable the amount of lives that she's touched.
Yeah, I had no knowledge of her making me one of those dolls, but she just showed up to one of the hydro group shoots, and she was like, "Hey, this is you. I made you." And I'm like, "No shit. Oh my God, it does look like me. What the fuck? Oh my God." And I had to pay her for it. I could not leave without it.
I have it in my car still, but it's her little boo bitches. She made these little boo bitches, and they're just little tiny little La Loopsy dolls that she repainted and made them look scary or creepy looking.
Aw,
and I still have it in my car, so it's a little bit of Bunny I have with me every day.
This was certainly creative.
She loved doing, and I worked a lot of hours, and so she would entertain herself while I wasn't home. So, and most of it was almost always involved art.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So when did you guys decide to start a studio at your house at some point, didn't you?
Well, we did. That was probably around the same time we started doing everything at the hydro. I had a full-size basement, or have a full-size basement. And we started doing the work down there. And then we ended up, I've got a pole barn about 10 miles from here that we turned into a studio. And it was just some place to do photo shoots outside of the hydro. And the group shoots are fun, but sometimes it's nice to have that one person, a model, come to your house or to your studio and spend 4 or 5 hours doing multiple different themes and ideas.
Absolutely.
Right. Didn't you have I never got the pleasure of going there. I just remember seeing pictures and stuff. But didn't you have like a purple dinosaur or something out in front of it?
Correct. Because I work at a scrapyard, and somebody scrapped one of those bouncy purple toys. that from Parks, and we set it out. We painted it. Bonnie repainted it. We put it out in front of the studio, and everybody had to take a photo with it. So
yeah. And then kind of going back to the hydro shoots. Obviously, I started like the very first
correct.
hydro, and then Bonnie came along. What, about a year later, I think, within that first year, maybe.
Well, that first year, she kind of just she was there. She wanted to be involved, but she didn't know a lot about it. So even you kind of helped her, and I believe Aaron Rhodes was also involved, and she kind of learned, and then she just wanted to get more involved in it.
Right, and then me and her both kind of got thrown into the role of being the coordinator for the group shoots.
Correct.
So me and her were co-coordinators for about 2 years, and then I kind of stepped back, and then she just took over, which is about the time Chrissy came in, I think. Came into the picture. But yeah,
she introduced me to the freaks over at the GG tent. I'm like, nah, pass. Bye.
Well, we're not that bad.
No,
not at all.
Hitting at first.
Well, that's at first, but then you get to know it's like, why was I worried?
Then I realized that I'm just as dysfunctional as they are, if not worse.
And then we sucked you right in.
Perfect fit.
And then also the photo shoots, she had this chair. What can you tell me about the chair you'd always have there?
It just started. She found this freaking ginormous camp chair, one of them giant ones, and had to have it, and started bringing it to the hydro and saying it was her office chair, and it was completely a joke. But it became one of them things that was symbolic to her, just like the popcorn bucket. She there was always so much drama. Like, she would have everybody message her from the hydro and the shoots and models and photographers, and there was always all this drama. So she would bring popcorn buckets to the shoots and go, I'm just going to sit here and watch the show.
That's great. Oh, that's funny.
It became one of them things that becomes symbolic with her.
That's cute.
That and cookies.
She was the best.
Yeah, well, she was a fat kid and she loved her cookies.
She loved cookies.
She really didn't. She was just one of the things she'd always say. So,
yeah.
So did Bonnie ever get to include herself in the like the haunted hydro, like chili cook-offs and stuff like that? Yeah. Did she?
She won 2 years in a row.
Ooh, did she really?
Yes.
She took she took first place, I believe, the 1 year that I participated in, and I got second place. So me, her, and Chris Dietz. In fact, I have my award right here.
There it is. I think I have.
And I made the white chicken chili.
The white chicken chili?
Yeah, like Jason.
Yeah. Get it? Oh,
okay.
I got it. I know what you're doing now.
I thought you were just stuttering.
That's like a dad joke of the year. Right there.
We were supposed to give it some sort of haunted, name.
Did Bonnie have a special name for her chili?
I don't. If she did,
I don't remember what it was.
I can't remember either. It's been so long ago.
That's great, though.
Yeah. Another thing that we worked on together, Bonnie and I, and then plus obviously from the haunted hydro and stuff, was the put and play con.
Correct.
You remember that bad boy?
I do remember it.
Yeah. Well, tell us a little bit about your experience there.
I mean, it was a lot of fun. It was neat to have a new venue to go and work at, and both doing modeling, and I also did some photography there with a lot of the other different models. But so it was just a different experience. Unfortunately, it didn't make enough money for it to happen again, but it was a lot of fun when we did it.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Yeah. Me and her had to put a lot of work into it because obviously, we had our variations. I was the vendor coordinator, and then what exactly was her role? Wasn't she just like photography and other things?
Photography, correct.
Yeah. So yeah, we had different roles, but we still had to work together, and obviously with Bob and Beth Turner at the time, who owned the hydro, and then also the Neese family, Josh Neese, who was the one that owned the center and was running it. So yeah, that was kind of interesting and fun. I know I had a blast. It was like one of the best times I had over there on the island, being Raggedy Dead Andy, driving around on golf carts, goofing off, making people lick the glass, and all kinds of fun stuff.
I was Beetlejuice myself, and I got molested by your multiple females that were drunk. They really wanted a piece of Beetlejuice.
Wow,
Yeah.
Beetlejuice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I laugh and take photos of me as I'm getting molested by these women. So
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure I humped your leg, didn't I?
yes, sir, you did. I believe I have photos of that.
Doesn't
Not only does
surprise
he
me.
remember it, he felt it.
Yes, he did.
My calf.
There's pictures of that too, so we'll have to post that up here so people can see. But what would you think if we did something like that again on the island? Obviously, it changed little things.
I think the biggest reason why it didn't make a lot of money is just because of the cost for people to get over there and stay there. So I would have to come up with some way to make it easier and or cheaper for people to get there. But it's definitely a huge thing, and it's the island's a lot of fun. Period. And my son works for the nieces, so I believe we could coordinate something fairly easy.
Yeah. Well,
we've been talking about
we'll see
it.
what goes.
Yeah, Zach and Danny both live over in the island all summer, so I mean, it wouldn't be hard to come up with get something happening.
Yeah, I know. Right now they're kind of busy with the what's that called, the Buckeye.
They got the concert down by Columbus.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of the name of it, but the one with Hank Jr. and Leonard Skinner and stuff.
Thank God, or the put and play something. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's called what is that event? It's Buckeye Motorcycle. Oh no, we'll look it up here real quick and
I think
please give them a little shout out.
Buckeye what?
So how did the she also helped out with the FOMOCon at the Haunted Hydro. She was very instrumental in that. And can you tell me how that got started? Or
that was kind of what that led from the Put and Bay Con not being as successful as lucrative as they had hoped. So they still same like 2 or 3 day photo shoot going, but just do it at the Hydro instead of going over to the island.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how that all started out.
I remember being a part of the FOMO cons, and I actually had quite a blast because you could stay the night at the Hydro, and they had the off site at the cemetery and other places where they took you for these shoots. It was a really good time and an opportunity to help add photos to, at that time, the oh my gosh, what was the name of that trailer? It had all the pictures in it.
The gallery.
The gallery. Thank you. Ooh, brain fart.
Brain farts tonight.
I know, right? Just quite a few of them.
Yeah, but going back to that event, it's called the Buckeye Motorcycle and Music Rally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's coming weekend, I believe.
Yeah, it'll be. Well, this will actually air. This episode will actually air the day after it's over.
Okay.
so yeah, but yeah, it's still pretty cool. Still pretty cool that they got that going on, and yeah, maybe we can put something together with that.
Yeah.
I just sent you an invite to my Beetlejuice get together shindig.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah,
which is where and when, Absinthe?
So it's going to be in September, I believe, right? I think that's when it comes out. Whenever it comes out, I can't unfortunately make the reservation for the theater until they announce that the movie's coming out at that theater. So, but what I intend to do is I'm going to have us all dress up as, in relation to Beetlejuice, and I will be the dead receptionist, Miss Argentina, and I'll guide us into the movie theater, in which case we'll all, enjoy Beetlejuice. And then afterwards, we're going to have a Beetlejuice party. It's all going to be themed Beetlejuice. It's going to be in the backyard. Everyone's more than welcome to spend the night. We can pitch a tent. We're going to make sceneries happen. And we're just going to literally have a blast. Just all about Beetlejuice, and we're gonna do a costume party as well, or costume contest. Sorry, a costume contest. We'll have everybody vote, and whoever wins will win Beetlejuice on film and digital copy whenever it comes out.
Awesome. That
Like
sounds
an
like
And I might have some other Beetlejuice goodies to give away. We'll see. But you are more than welcome to come and join. And like I said, it's going to be a photo shoot too. So the more photographers on deck, the better.
awesome. I like it. I like.
Yes.
Sounds like time.
I
Yes.
have a question for you, John. You guys, like you said, had your own studio. Didn't at one time you do a shoot with Zach where he was Jason coming out of the water?
Yep.
Can you tell us about that?
Well, I've taken my Zach, who is 6'10", 350 pounds. I've taken him and basically turned him into every horror iconic character there can be. But yes, he was Jason. I've had Michael. But yeah, so at a studio we have a small pond out there, and I had him go out in the middle of it and basically slowly come out of the pond behind a model that didn't know he was there. And of course she was topless, and he snuck up behind her and killed her, and so just a perfect photo shoot.
Yeah, I believe
I
that
think that's
was
one of my favorites.
Deviant, wasn't
Who?
Deviant, and that
Yeah.
who the model was that was with him.
Yeah. But yeah, I've had Zach do Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Jason, Michael. I mean, he's a perfect guy for it because of his size.
So big, yeah.
Oh yeah, he's giant. Absolutely. I've had the pleasure of working with him as well as a photographer. Did he get inspired to do photography because of you and Bonnie?
Because of his mom, exactly. He kind of did photo shoots as well underneath the Bonnie Brown Photography name. So kind of three photographers all working together under that
Nice.
name. So yes, he also got involved with it.
It's
Great.
Cool. It's cool.
Now at some point you made a logo, correct? What inspired that logo, and
I did not. That was all her.
was it?
So just who knows what inspired her, but yeah, she made her own logo up and had her own little business cards, and I got magnets to go on my vehicle and all that fun stuff.
Aw.
Yeah, didn't it have a bat on it? The logo?
I believe it did. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to remember. I used to have it on our makeup case, but now we got a new makeup case. So if you ever run across any of those somewhere, float one our way.
I'll have to look because I think I have a couple stickers. Jessica just had me give her one last year, so I think I still have a couple more.
Okay. Yep. Yeah, because I like to have it on there if at all possible.
I'll see what I can do, sir.
All right, I appreciate it. So, do you have any? Do you personally have a favorite horror movie? I know you talked about that you like them all, but do you personally have one that stands out in your mind? And then also an iconic
Gore
scene,
scene.
like the most goriest scene,
Bloodiest, gross. I love it. Scene.
Well, okay then. So actually, believe it or not, one of my all-time favorite horror movies is Mirrors. Not a lot of people. It's got Kiefer Sutherland in it.
I love that one. It is badass.
It's
I haven't
one
seen it in a long
favorite-
time.
Just because it's different. But I like all of them. When I was younger, Phantasm was one of my favorite things, and
I love that one too.
so that was probably one that kind of got me into horror when I was young man. And as for gore scenes, I don't know. I mean, some of the best gory scenes are in the Dexter series.
True, they got some good ones.
Oh,
That's a good show.
Yeah.
It is a good show.
Yeah. I love that they came back out with it and did like one more season of it with the son.
I still haven't seen it.
Yeah.
I see the new season myself.
Oh yeah, yeah. You should check it out, both of you. We'll watch it again.
Okay.
I'll watch it. I loved it.
I just the last season. I seen all the others.
But yeah,
So
they have gory scenes in any of the movies. So
So what's been keeping you busy these days for photography wise or just in general?
I haven't done much photography lately. I mean, Bonnie was kind of my motivation, my inspiration. I do some. I try to get to the hydro, when I can and be involved with those photo shoots. But unfortunately, I haven't been able to keep that torch going like I wanted to. But it's she had a lot more time on her hands than I do. So that's kind of the way it goes.
But you're back now, and I've been having the pleasure of shooting with you. You just recently shot me as my green flower bitch. So,
yes.
And those turned out excellent. Yeah. Oh my God, I love them so much. Thank you. And I look forward to seeing you at the next one as well. Not sure what we're doing yet, but I'm sure it's going to end up being fantastic, just like all the others.
Yes, it will.
So if you have any specific ideas, just shoot me a message.
Yes.
Is there, John, is there any particular models you'd like to work with that you haven't yet?
Right.
I don't know. I think I've worked with just about everybody over one picture. But
have you worked with Casca yet? Casca Morningstar?
I have not. Yeah, I didn't think about her model name yet. I mean,
he's a sweet cookie, that one. She's our little our goth Polly
Pocket. Yep. Don't let her size fool you. She's a powerhouse.
Yeah, she's sweet. I love her to death. You should work with her. I think that you guys could do great shoot together.
So I know you were gone for a minute from the hydro shoots. What do you think about the direction that they're going with the new owners of the hydro?
I think it's actually doing probably a lot better than it was the last couple of years. It seems like they're getting a lot stronger. They're coming up with a lot of great ideas.
I agree. I think they're stepping up in the world. Good changes. And
just this last one, my mind was completely blown because they had a festival. They had a whole festival right before they had their clown invasion. They had all kinds of vendors and they had multiple food trucks.
Really?
And they had a bouncy houses. Yes, they did. Just this past weekend on Saturday.
And we had to just go get tattoos that day.
Damn it. It was phenomenal. Zombie Jeff and Val acted that night there. It was $10 for the festival and $10 to go to see the clown invasion. So I was just blown away with the amount of things that have changed, what it's evolved to today. If it continues to go this direction, it's going to only get bigger and better.
Oh yeah, I have no doubt.
Yeah. Also, speaking about changes, how do you think about the changes in GOREgous Girls since you first met us all to where it's at now?
Well, it's definitely grown. Obviously, it'd be nice to have more attendance, more models, more photographers all involved in it. But it's definitely grown from where it was in the very beginning. And then obviously the next thing is people with new, fresh ideas, because it's hard not repeating the same thing over and over again.
Right. It can There's only so many Jasons and Hellraisers and Michael Myers.
Yep.
Oh.
But there's only so many Frankenhookers too.
Agreed. Yeah, that's one of my favorite cosplays. I love it. I love it so much.
Yeah, we still need to do the other rendition of it.
I want to do more different photo shoots with it. Me as Frankenhooker, but different scenery, doing different things, having fun with it. Like the idea that me and Chaotica have of us doing little pool shoots with rubber duckies and drinks and stuff.
Blood.
That would be really fun. Yeah. Absolutely. But we could always use you for that too, John.
Heck yeah.
Before we close out, do you have any shout outs that you would like to give?
Wow, now you put me on the spot.
Yeah. Bombers.
Bombers, Bombers charity. We definitely want anybody and everybody that has some free time and wants to be involved. We definitely can use you. So that's probably my biggest shout out.
Right.
Okay, absolutely.
And then maybe a story that you haven't shared about something about Bonnie that you would like to share.
Oh, now you're really putting me on the spot.
No,
yeah,
I
that's really putting you on.
I want you to describe in any words that you possibly can, Bonnie. Just what can you say about her at all? Just few words.
Strong-willed, fun-loving. She was the world's oldest little kid. She passed away. She was 56, and I don't think she ever acted like she was older than 13. And don't get me wrong, she wasn't a little kid, but she definitely acted like a teenager most of the time, and that's just the way it was.
Starting to tear up a little bit.
Yeah, She was an awesome lady. I'm glad I got to meet her and obviously get to meet you and to be able to have some experiences with both of you throughout the years.
She was an incredible person. And I said it before, I'll say it again. She literally was the sunshine that walked through the room. If you were in any sour mood, you could not help but she was contagious. That smile, that goofiness, the sincerity that she would, make everyone feel so at home and so special. That meant a lot to me, and I'm sure it meant a lot to others. So,
and I know, John, you were her rock, and she couldn't do all that she did without you, having her back. So you yourself are a phenomenal person as well, helping her, when she wanted to fly high, you'd help her fly higher. So I'm thankful for what you did for her as well, and everything that Bonnie did as well.
Definitely.
Show off your shirt.
Show
off your shirt, boys. Show off them shirts. Yeah.
Found photographer shirts.
That's right. If I can get it in there.
That's right. Was purple her favorite color?
Yep. And I don't know if you can see the back.
He wants you to see his ass. This one's for Bonnie.
Yeah. I don't know if you can see the back. Can you see the back?
It says break. Freak. I'm like,
yeah, break.
Break the camera. Sorry.
It's a freak.
Freak. Okay.
Freak.
What did that stand for?
I think I just lost my spleen.
You're broken.
I was trying to do it without showing my back fat and my
I'm
ass,
freaked.
but
I'm freaked.
Okay, whatever. All right. Well,
John, did you have any before we interrupted? Did you have any final thoughts?
No, I appreciate you guys taking the time and giving some remembrance work because July 2nd will be the 4-year anniversary of her passing. So,
yeah,
much love to you, John.
We cannot thank you enough for taking the time out of your schedule to let us interview you and talk your ear off about Bonnie. We certainly all miss her very much, and she will never be forgotten or replaced by any means. She was a beautiful soul, and we will always cherish her name.
Definitely.
Now, I know one thing we didn't count is that she had multiple covers, and then she even had one after she passed away because it was kind of preset before, and then it got pushed, and then obviously it ended up being pushed after her passing. So yeah, she had those, and I remember her first one. Just kind of sharing this story real quick. She actually won a contest.
Yep.
The Hydro to get that first cover. That actually had Caitlin Turner on the cover, which was issue 7.
I believe so.
Yeah. So that's going back to that's the second year. That was the first. Yeah, that would have been the second year because there's six issues a year. So yeah, that's it was kind of cool that she won. Because obviously I didn't know her very well back then. I was just getting to know her, and then she won that, and then I know she was very excited about that. So
that probably helped launch her excitement to push harder and harder.
Harder and harder. Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, that's it was kind of neat and kind of weird that she did obviously get a cover after her passing, but yeah, that was still awesome.
And I don't know if you guys want to do this or not, but there was one thing that we always did is she always had her tongue out. So if you want to end this episode with tongues hanging out, just like Bonnie did, we can do that.
Yep, you got that.
All right, everybody. This is it. This is episode 17 with John Brown in memoriam of Bonnie. And here it is. Here's our tongues. Bye, guys. We'll see you at the next episode.
Bye-bye.
Bye.